Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Tuesday night live from Los Angeles, California. Hope everyone's having a great night, man. The Los Angeles Lakers got a win tonight over the Minnesota Timberwolves, tied this series at one game apiece as they head back to Minnesota in a very important two-game stretch out there in Minnesota, man. Great victory tonight. It was tough in the second half. Lakers still have a lot of stuff to work on. We're going to touch on that. Luka and LeBron did their thing. Both of them almost got triple doubles, but that third guy we're still waiting on to be consistent. Austin Reeves was halfway showing up tonight, a little better than game one. Going to need definitely more from him on the road in these next two games in Minnesota, as we need Braun and Luka to continue to carry this team, and they're going to need to get some more help from other guys. Now, the third star in this game tonight was their defense. Was absolutely their defense. The Minnesota did not even touch 90 points in this basketball game. Their defense stepped up tonight. They had multiple key stops. Second half, Minnesota got going a little bit more, felt the pressure a little bit, was fighting a little bit more through screens, was getting to the cup better. But the Lakers forced some misses, got some rebounds, got out in transition. LeBron picked Ant's pocket there towards the end of the game, got out, got a bucket. And that play right there, similarly to how a turnover from Michael Porter Jr. in last night's game cost Denver, that turnover right there by Ant in a key portion of the game. Not the only reason they lost, but that was a big play in the game. The Timberwolves were kind of coming back on the Lakers. They were kind of getting closer, edging closer and closer to get this to 5-6 points. Braun gets the steal, goes the other way, gets the bucket, complete 4-point switch right there. Pretty much put it away at that point. There were a lot of good plays in this game. There were a lot of good things that the Lakers did, but there's also a lot of things they're going to have to continue to work on, or they're going to lose both games in Minnesota and come back down 3-1 if they don't do it. So I don't want to over celebrate this win, but I also don't want to over freak out over the game one loss, right? So I'm kind of break down these two things here. I like that we got the win. I like that we held them under 90 points. We did not score above 100, which means our offense is going to continue to struggle against this team. Their defense is elite. Our defense has been pretty solid. The difference is typically their offense is elite, and our defense kept them from elite status, only allowing those 85 points. So big defensive stance for the Lakers today without having a legitimate real big out there. And my God, did Anthony Edwards catch a body on Jackson Hayes, man. R.I.P. to him. R.I.P. to him. I don't know what side of the fence you guys are on with this whole gravedigger conspiracy thing that's floating around the internet. But we're going to find out if there's a body in that casket, because Jackson Hayes, Ant caught a body there, man. Oh, my God. Craziness. One of the craziest in-game two-handed flushes with hang time I've ever seen in my life. Crazy. And it comes down the other way and gets a foul called on him. So kind of slowed it down a little bit there. But incredible play by Ant. You got to give credit where credit is due. That was filthy. That was nasty. And nuts, just absolutely nuts. But appreciate y'all tuning in. I believe we are just YouTube only tonight. Long story short, my account got disconnected on Twitter for the live streaming, so I had to resubmit it, and it's in like an approval space right now. So typically I have a bunch more people on here on Twitter, but I got to wait 48 hours in order for that to go back. Technical stuff got disconnected from my streaming live got disconnected from my account. So once that's back up, we'll be back live on Twitter. But right now we are live just strictly on YouTube. I'm Empire Jeff. This is Empire Jeff TV. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Drop a like on the video on the way in. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like about this game. Obviously, after game one, had a lot of concerns of wondering what the Lakers were going to do with their schemes. What are they going to do strategy-wise? I did see some things. I want to touch on that a little bit. I did see some things that they switched up. They also got some luck on their sides with some early fouls on Naz Reid. At one point, he had 4. They changed it to 3. They were able to get him out of the game. But Randall got busy tonight, had a hell of a game. Janie McDaniels, as I said, that game he had in game one was going to be his game of the series, more than likely. Offensively, they pretty much kept him in check today. But it was Ant and Julius Randle, man. Juju coming back to L.A., man, against his former team. 27 points, 9 of 17, 2 of 4 for 3. But he was a minus 14. And the Minnesota Timberwolves only had 2 guys in double figures. Both of those guys north of 25. 25 and 27. Ant 10 and 22. 2 of 8 from 3. But again, Lakers got 4 guys in double figures tonight. Rui with 11 points on 4 of 9 shooting. We had LeBron James of 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. He was 8 of 19 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. He's got to get better at that, man. Austin Reeves chipped in, 7 of 14. Obviously 50% there, but 0 of 6. 6 of his 7 misses were from 3, 16 points, total of 5 rebounds and 5 assists. And Luka Dončić, man, 31 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 9 of 20 shooting, 2 of 8 from 3. So the Lakers got to shoot better from 3, man. They shot 20% tonight. Good news for them, though. Minnesota also shot 20%. Lakers shot 29 threes. Minnesota shot 25. So those type of things right there is why the Lakers won this game. They got out-rebounded by 5. But the key to this was going to be very simple. Stop Minnesota from cashing every 3 they threw up. And in the last game, they were seeing red. They were making everything they were taking. And when guys take and make shots with that much consistency and make that many, you're done. You're cooked. There's almost nothing you can do to come back from that. They limited that today. That was the number one rule that had to come into this game. That probably had to be the number one thing on the Lakers whiteboard was limit their threes, limit their three-point makes, and get out and do your thing, get in transition. They were hunting out Rudy Gobert, which is a good strategy, but you can't milk it over and over and over again because Rudy Gobert is not your typical center that can just get destroyed out there every single time. He can actually get out there and play some decent defense out there, especially if it's the same guy over and over and over. They left him on the floor in the fourth quarter. Austin did burn him on a play or two. A couple of guys did burn him, but outside of that, Minnesota Timberwolves defense was pretty stellar most of the night too, and the Lakers defense was just a little bit better. Both teams really couldn't shoot at all, and the Lakers escape with a win. Going into Minnesota, I'm not feeling extremely confident with this team right now. The way their offense is running, I do love their defense, the way they played today. I don't expect them to make as many threes in game 1 as they did in game 1 and game 3, but I expect them to make more threes in game 3 than they did in game 2. Now, with that being said, can the Lakers make more threes in game 3 than they did in game 2? Can the Lakers defense travel? Can they hold these teams down? Can they only allow 2 guys in double figures? Is Ant going to have one of these games where he goes for 40 or 50? Is Julius Randle going to be able to repeat this type of game? Who else can step up? DiVincenzo hasn't got going yet. Conley, we haven't heard from him yet. So there's going to be more guys coming out of nowhere. Role players play better at home, and Minnesota is still going home with home court advantage. So we got to remember that. So my confidence level with the Lakers right now, I think they can get 1. And I would much rather them get game 3, go up 2-1. If they lose game 4, they come back 2-2, regain that home court advantage. But the mission is get 1 in Minnesota. That's all they got to do. Get 1 in Minnesota. If they don't get game 3, they got to get game 4. It's not the end of the world if they come back 3-1, but they have to win 1 game in Minnesota to win this series. You have to win 1 game at least and not lose another game at home. And it's going to come back again to the AR, man. And you guys know I like AR. You guys know I'm a fan of AR. You guys know that I want AR on this team for a very long time, and I think he's going to be a very good player for a very long time. My biggest concern has been all season long. You guys know this. I'm not bashing him. I'm just continually going to say this. If Austin Reeves is not the Lakers' 3rd best player consistently, getting between upwards of around 20 points a game on 50% shooting, he can't shoot 0 for 6 from 3. 16 was good. 16 is good. A little bit more, Austin. A little bit more, but there's just pockets in this game where he just gets lost and you don't hear from him. You don't hear about him. And when he's not a good enough defender, he's got to give you more offensively. Now, he's not the only guy in the league that isn't a good defender. This is not a pick on Austin thing. This is a we need you, Austin thing. This is a we are so much better when you're cooking, Austin thing. We need him to win. We need him to score between 17 and 20 points on efficient shooting for us to win. And he's got to be a threat out there. When he doesn't defend, he did get 5 assists today. He did get 5 rebounds. That's all good. That is all good. Again, this is not bashing AR. And LeBron, we need a little bit more from. Again, I said that we can't have Luka being the only guy scoring in the first quarter and hits us with 16 again. All right. He had 31 points in the game, 16 in the first quarter. All right. So, do the math. That's 5 points a quarter on average the next 3 quarters after that. And that's kind of how the game got back into it. So they've got to get things going where they have a consistent 3rd option out there that can get you buckets when Luka calms down. I don't hate Luka being the opener, but we really need Luka to be the closer more than the opener. okay? More than the opener, because if Luka gets cooking early, these other guys don't get going, they get out of rhythm, they don't get scoring any buckets, Minnesota goes on a run, you could be in some trouble. So Luka, I think the fact that he's getting 16 in the first quarter is incredible. I mean, from a standpoint of he's just out there cooking them, but I'd much rather Luka have 8 points a quarter or 8 points a quarter, maybe leading into the fourth quarter, then let him go ballistic there in the final 6 to 8 minutes. But LeBron James needs to get going a little earlier. Austin Reeves needs to get going a little bit earlier. If they're going to start Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and sacrifice some defense out the gate in this game, even though this game they did well defensively, then you've got to have your 3 scorers in that starting lineup, Luka, Braun, and Austin, doing most of the heavy lifting. We can't have Luka getting 16 points in the first quarter. The other guy's really not showing up. Can't happen. I think Austin is capable. He is capable, but I'm worried about him being the third guy on this team in the playoffs, because I don't know if he's going to be able to consistently do it. And I know that he had 16 points tonight. 16 points. Again, this is not a beat up Austin thing. I'm not anti-Austin. We need him. We need him. We need him to give a little bit more. But as you go into Minnesota and that energy is going to be high, and you kind of want to shut that crowd up maybe a little earlier than you would have to, obviously they don't have their home crowd in LA. You want to kind of take that crowd out of the game. I would not mind a little bit of a defensive switch here to start game 3. Now, I know they won the game tonight and their defense was phenomenal. The series is 1-1, but I would not be mad if they started DFS or Vando in game 3 and try to take that crowd out of the game early in that game with your defense, if you can. Now, don't know if that's going to be an option. I don't know if Coach JJ Redick is going to mix up his starting lineup. It's probably going to be the same starting lineup as it was in game 1 and game 2. Probably going to be that same starting lineup that it's been the most of the second half of the season. You don't just really switch up your starters like that. You guys have known me for the longest time. I have often said that I think we need a DFS or Vando in this starting lineup to really, really help our defense out the gate. Look, if you got Luka out there getting 16 points a quarter in the first quarter, the first 2 games of this series, you can afford to have one of those defensive guys out there to really limit one of their guys or put pressure on them. So if Luka's going to continue to get busy in the first half, at least have one of your defensive guys out there to make sure you get separation early. That's just kind of my philosophy. Now, Coach JJ Redick probably is not going to do that, but they have to come out strong to start this first quarter in game 3. They have to have a strong first half. They can't have a dud third quarter, and they got to be able to finish strong. The Lakers absolutely can steal a game in Minnesota. I do not doubt that. They can steal a game in Minnesota, come back, win every home game, and win this series. I know this. However, they've got to get out there and do their thing. All right, they've got to win. They've got to win one of these games, and they're going to need a third guy to come in and help that. Now, I like the energy that Gabe Vincent provided in the first half. Vando came in and mucked stuff up a little bit. Dorian Finney-Smith made himself, be known a couple of times in this game, but they're going to need more guys stepping up offensively. If they're going to get one of these games in Minnesota, is absolutely imperative. LeBron and Luka are not going to be able to do this by themselves. It's ridiculous to expect them to do that. They could both drop 40 and still lose by 20. But these other guys don't get going. And if Austin does not make himself known in game 3 as our third guy, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in trouble. He has to have an Austin Reeves game in one of these 2 games for us to get one of these wins on the road. He's been capable. He's had games where he was handing out 30, right? He can do it. He can do it. He's got to get out of his own head. He's got to get out of his own way. His teammates need to look for him. Maybe you look to get him going early here in game 3. Look to get him going a little bit earlier. Look, if Braun is going to sit back and try to coast a little bit, if he's going to kind of like wait it out, feel it out, and do that thing, which is fine, then he's got to do everything in his power to get Austin going, Rui going, and get some lobs for Jackson Hayes. If Braun's going to coast in the first quarter, he needs to get his teammates going. He's capable. Like I said, 9 assists tonight. He's capable. We got a super chat in the building. Appreciate you, Justin Sutterfield, with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. I like AR, but if we can package him with a lot of pieces for a Joker or Durant, I'm all for it. I prefer DSF starting. Too many hesitations on shots. Yeah, I don't believe that Austin is a big enough talent to be the centerpiece of a Joker trade. And I don't believe that the Lakers would have any interest in a Kevin Durant trade. That's just my personal opinion. I really appreciate the super chat. I really appreciate your comment. The Joker thing, look, I don't think there's a world, and this is just my opinion, and I could be wrong. I don't believe we live in a world where Denver is going to trade Joker to the Lakers, and I don't believe the Lakers have the package to get a trade done with Denver for Joker. Now, I do believe the Lakers could clear enough cap space to when he's a free agent, and him with Luka being here might make that possible. The only way the Lakers really have any type of shot, any type of chance, any type of reality of Joker becoming a Laker via trade is he goes to Denver and asks out and tries to force his way out. If he does that, still no guarantee he comes to the Lakers, but it does mean that other teams may lower their offers, which could then put the Lakers in position to try to snag him. That's a long shot. That's a Hail Mary. I still believe that if Joker is going to become a Laker at any point, it will have to be via free agency, and that's probably not until 2027. So appreciate the super chat. Appreciate your comment. But Durant, I don't think the Lakers have any interest in. And Joker, like I said, a trade would be very tough for them to pull off. I think free agency is more than likely. But the Lakers are going to have to definitely look and go get a big man this offseason. Jackson Hayes is doing everything he can for what his skill set can provide. It's just not going to be enough. They're going to need a big man, a legit big man, a legit rim runner, a guy who can rim run, who can get you somewhere, at near averaging a double-double a game in points and rebounds, get you some block shots. This is the guy that the Lakers are going to need. They're going to be looking for guys like that. They will get it because they got Luka, and they're not going to not get him this now that they have him. So a Joker probably not going to be an option until free agency. But having said that, the Lakers defense is going to absolutely bring it. They're going to have to bring it in game 3 and game 4. They're going to need another game like tonight where they muck it up, keep it sub 100, right? And hope that Luka and LeBron can bring them home. But if Minnesota is going to score 110, 115, 120, it will be impossible for the Lakers to steal a win if Austin does not bring his A game. If Austin does not bring his offense with him to Minnesota, then this Laker team is going to be in a whole world of trouble. I'm just trying to tell you guys this. I'm trying to tell you guys this because you just feel like an offensive explosion probably is going to happen at least in one of these games for Minnesota. Like I've said numerous times, there are 4 teams in the league, top 10 offense, top 10 defense. The Minnesota Timberwolves are one of them. They are elite offensively and elite defensively, and it's going to be very hard to take them out of that characteristic in a 7-game series for 4 games. It's going to be tough. The Lakers are going to have to hang with them offensively in at least one game. Hopefully that's the next game where AR goes for 25 or so. We're going to need a game where Luka, LeBron, and AR combined for like somewhere between 75 and 80 points each. I mean, not each, but combined between those 3. So what we're going to need, because it's going to need balance. We're definitely going to need that. Definitely going to need that. So probably 70 to 75 is more realistic, but we need a big game from Braun, and we're going to need an AR game. We know we can do it. He has it in him. He's proven it. He had an incredible season, breakout season. But one of my biggest concerns heading into these playoffs was, can AR be our legitimate, consistent third option? I caught a lot of heat for that. I'm not one of these guys that hates on Austin. I'm going to say it again. I love Austin Reeves on the Lakers. I hope he's a Laker for a long time. I think the guy can play. I am just not sold on as if he's not only the 3rd best player on our team, but there were people calling him the 3rd best option in the league earlier, right? To me, he is still a role player until he's proving that he can up his game in the playoffs and average 20 to 22 in the playoffs. He will be a role player in my mind. He's playing third fiddle to Luka Dončić and LeBron James. That is a role player in my book. It's a role player in my book, right? If he wants to be considered a quote-unquote third star-ish player, I don't think he'll ever be a star, but if he wants to be a third, legitimate third option, then he's going to have to get 20 and above on efficient shooting for this team to do well. Brown's got to be better, right, out the gate. Luka's got to have more balance throughout the game. Ruli's got to step up. DFS we need more of. Vando we need more of. Gabe Vincent got to give us something a little bit more. Everyone's got to dig deep and give us a little bit more in Minnesota, because now you're playing on the road. And when you play on the road, that crowd's going to be active. They're going to be amped up, especially to start the game. If you can withstand that first 4 to 5 minutes, keep it closer, have the lead, get that crowd out of it a little bit, you can then ride that momentum throughout the basketball game to get a win. The beginning of this game is going to be very important of both halves. The way you start the first quarter, the way you start the third quarter, going to be very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Because we know the Lakers struggle from time to time in that third quarter, man. More times than we would like to see. But when you're on the road, don't get blown out early. Make this a game early. Make them feel the pressure early. Get some good defensive stops early. You guys know me. I'm a big, loud bucket guy, right? A loud block guy. We need some loud plays in this game. Some loud plays in this game. We need to get a rebound outlet from Luka, LeBron, dunk, timeout Minnesota. These are the type of plays we need in this game. Shut that crowd the F up, sit their asses down, and send them home unhappy like they did the Laker fans in game 1. Not going to be easy. Minnesota's a very good ball club. They're better than your average 6 seed. They're good. They're good. They're good. But the Lakers are a 3rd seed for a reason. They have Luka Dončić. They have LeBron James. We've seen what AR can do. Now, can Coach J.J. Redick continue to make adjustments and make changes on the fly to put this team in position to win? Once again, I'm Empire Jeff. This is Empire Jeff TV. This is the Los Angeles Lakers post-game show in which the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight in downtown Los Angeles, 94-85 to even this best-of-7 series at 1 game apiece as we head back to Minnesota. Let's see what we got in the building earlier. We got Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's going on, sir? He says, great win. Lakers in 6. That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Once they blew game 1, it was going to be a tough for this to not go 7. Chris, what's up, my brother? Chris, the art director. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Searching the story, the mod guy, the god of mods, the mod father in the building, the best in the business. Appreciate you, my brother. Stay up. What's going on? Stay up. What's up, y'all? What up, Jeff? It's been a while. What's going on? Stay up. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Appreciate you as always. Let's see. Chris says, I can see the Lakers losing both in Minnesota. I could see it. I could see it for sure. I could tell you this. And maybe I'm crazy. And I'm not going to be one of these, oh, he's not a real fan, because I'm just being real. Right? You guys know I don't fake the funk. I don't pom-pom up in here. I don't pom-pom. Right? You know this. And this hurts to say. This hurts to say. And I'm not saying I think this is going to happen. But I think it's more likely that Minnesota wins both in Minnesota than it is the Lakers do, right? I don't think that's a hot take at all. I don't think that's a hot take. I think Lakers have a disadvantage now. I think there's a better chance that Minnesota wins both games than the Lakers winning both games. However, I think that there is a better chance that the Lakers get one more than there is of the Minnesota Timberwolves getting both. So take that for what you will. Dan Inspiration, what's up, man? Are we talking Dodgers? Oh, this Dodgers, man. Tanner Scott looking real bad, bro. We should have beaten the Cubs. It would have been a glorious comeback. I am legit sad. Yeah, today's game, y'all, just look, I'm not here to make excuses for Tanner Scott. I'm not here to make any excuses for anything in this game. It was a wild one. It couldn't have went either way. That wind in this game was wild. Baseballs got out of there. They shouldn't have got out of there. Baseballs died in the outfield. It should have got out of there. Weird game. Throw it away. On to the next one. That's all we can really do, man. What's going on, Michael? Jeffrey, LA was 1-1 tonight. Lakers win. Dodgers blown loss. Yeah, man. The Kings won an epic game last night. I don't know if you guys watch hockey. Oh, my God. That was one of the greatest hockey games, greatest playoff hockey games I've ever seen in my life last night. But, yeah, tough one today for the Dodgers. It was. Me mind my business. What's going on, Frank? Wolves will win game 3 for sure. Get your money on that. I think they're definitely going to be favored, and it's going to be tough for the Lakers to get the dub. They can, but if they play the way they did in game 1 and 2, I think there's a strong chance Minnesota wins. They've got to be better. Frank says he doesn't play defense. I'm assuming you're talking about AR. AR is not made for the moment. I know there's a lot of people who don't like AR. I know there's a lot of people that love AR, right? I'm kind of in the middle. I really like him. I don't love him as much as some of these guys do. I don't think he's a star. He's definitely not a bum. I often find myself in the middle of things because I think people are way too low or way too high on something. I always joke around that I suffer from middleman syndrome, right? Because I can kind of find balance in the things. I think Austin Reeves is a very good basketball player, but he's not a star. And I don't think that he's a bum like some of these guys say. I understand he's limited defensively. There are a ton of guys in the league who score 20 to 25 who couldn't guard your grandma. You know what I mean? So having said that, I'm not going to single out Austin for that. But because he can't play defense for our team, we need him to score more. And that's my thing. I think he's a solid player. I think he's a good player. I do not believe that he is a star. And it remains to be seen as to can he be the third best player on a team that can make a run in the playoffs. Gabe was really good. He had a good game today. Gabe is a guy I actually do trust come playoff time. I do trust him. I think he's got the intangibles. I think he's got the mentality for it. It's just a matter of how many minutes is he going to get, how many opportunities he's going to get, how many touches. All these things are going to play a big difference for him. Frank says, I want AR off this team. Okay, yeah, he definitely doesn't like AR. Kane says, my homie told me everyone on the Mavs is on a 2-year deal or almost expiring. The current owners don't care about the game, want to build a casino and send a team to Vegas. That's why they moved to Luka. There's a lot of different conspiracy theories about the Dallas Mavericks. There's a lot of different opinions on it. They just didn't believe in Luka. They did not want to pay him what he was going to earn on his next deal. They set their books up to have flexibility. They just did not believe in Luka, which is crazy. And it's going to bite them. It's going to bite them. But it is what it is. Them doing something stupid fell in our lap. We lucked out. And it's going to make us probably a contender for years to come. But the whole moving the Mavs to Vegas thing, I don't know about that. That remains to be seen. But the Luka thing is still wild to this day. I still cannot believe that this happened. Move Rui to the bench, start DFS. I think I've been saying that, man. Look, this Laker team with DFS on the floor, this Laker team with DSF on the floor is next level. When he starts, and the only thing that stopped him from being a starter earlier in the season was simply because his quad injury was just taking a while to heal. Once he got better, I felt at that point he should have been inserted into the lineup. LA Dodgers all day, every day. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on? Why does Luka always pass up the ball when he has a wide open layup or shot? You know what? That's a good question. And some guys like contact, some guys like certain visions of the court, separation guys between him and the cup. Some guys just, I don't know, it's weird, but anything open layup wise should never be passed. Open shots should never be passed. But some guys, it's a rhythm thing, and he likes to get other guys involved too. But yeah, he likes a guy. Luka seems to be like a guy that likes to shoot in traffic more than not. And what's going on, man? Appreciate you for tuning in as always. Let's see. What's going on with our Dodgers? Crashed out when they gave up that game-winning homer. Yeah, man, it was trash show. Nando says Noah Davis is a bum. Fire David Roberts. You're already back to fire David Roberts. They had no one else, man. Dave Roberts threw him out there. It was his birthday. Probably a bad look for him. There's a lot of people that believe they stole him. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But no, we're not talking fire Dave this early in the season, man. Come on, yo. Justin, what's going on, Justin? Again, Rui and AR had a lot of open looks. They hesitated on and made worse shots by not taking the open three. Seemed like Lakers didn't have a great rhythm on offense. Having the 22-point lead early saved us. It did. And then when they hit that wall, that's why I've always talked to you guys about second wins. And when you are up on a team north of 20 and they go on a run, even a 15-0 run, I say Lakers are up 22. They go on a 15-0 run. You're still up 7. You get your second win. You go on a little mini run of 5 to 7 points and boom. You know what I mean? You're right back to double digits, got the separation you need, the game's over. So that's why those early deficits or those big deficits are really, really hard to come back from. And I know that people say it's easier now because of the 3-point shot, but it's also easier for teams to catch their second win because of the 3-point shot. Like I said, you go on a 15-0 run, you go from 22 down to 7. The other team comes out, hits 2 threes, bang, bang, boom. You know what I mean? It's that quick, and you're down 13 again. So it's there's a flip side to that coin. I know a lot of people, when they use these cliches or narratives, they only really tell one side of the story. It's like these people try to convince you that basketball is a positionless sport on offense in some possessions, not on defense. And they got to tell the other side of that story. And so when you got guys who can come back on you because the way they shoot the three, but you live and die by the three, they can also shoot themselves from 22 to 40 down by just living on three. So it kind of brings some balance to it. You know what I mean? Wish we still had KCP. Yeah, KCP would be so good on this team. So good on this team. Amari, what's going on, Amari? I still think there is too much ISO ball. Yeah, I didn't like the fact. I kept saying, like, look, the Lakers could have easily put that game away if they just ran their offense in sets. I said, look, there's 5 minutes left in this game. Run your half-court offense. score on at least half of them, and this game is over easily, right? But the hero ball, the ISO ball, the shot at the 24-second clock ball, like even Braun with that putback on the dunk was out, like, it was already a shot clock violation. Like, no cohesiveness, no movement, ball watching. I hate that type of offense, especially at the end of a playoff game. Got to have a better half court offense come playoff time, man. You just got to. You just got to. Fire Max Muncy. Luka needs to throw more lobs to Hayes. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, well, they got to set better screens. They got to get him open. He's got to come around those curls. He's got to get downhill more. He's got to get his guy on his hip, use his strength. Jackson has to roam to get open, right? He's going to have to roam to get open. And that's something that the Lakers have been using a lot. That was something that was hurting teams, and other teams have kind of taken that away. And this is what I talk about, adjustments. Luka, LeBron, even AR, as I said, like, to start these games, get these guys involved early. Let them do some of the heavy lifting. Rui, Hayes, AR. Let these guys get going a little bit. So Minnesota knows that they have to check these guys. They have to guard these guys. They got to keep a body on them. And if they do that, it just frees up the other guys. Dodgers could have had Nolan Arenado for a half-eaten Dodger dog, and St. Louis would have taken on CT3 and paid some of Nolan's contract. Muncy hasn't been good since 2023. And you know what, Justin? They still could. I've heard on multiple occasions that the Dodgers could pick up the phone right now and say, we'll take him and he's theirs. Here's the thing that a lot of people, I think, forget about the Nolan Arenado situation is he has a full no trade. He's waiting out the Dodger situation. He wants to be there. He's rejected the Astros and he rejected another trade, right, that didn't leak out. So Arenado is sitting there counting his days, hoping and praying that an opportunity presents itself to where he can become a Dodger. And until he's dealt elsewhere, and as long as Max continues to struggle, then there is a chance that still could happen. But there are a lot of Dodger fans who don't want him. And I'm like, that's crazy. Getting him into this lineup with this team, his glove, I saw him make a pick the other day. Granted, it was a foul ball, but the fact that he still got to it, was running literally towards the dugout and slung it clear across the diamond. It did not bounce, and you heard the pop in the first baseman's glove. That dude still has that glove at third. He can still play great defense. I think he can figure out the offense here. I was for it. I got a lot of hell for that. But I think that they could find a way to do it. And they could do it anytime. Do you think we trade some young pitching for another ace at the trade deadline? I don't think we're going to look for another ace. I think our guys get healthy. I think we'll be fine. But I'm going to do a Dodger show probably tomorrow. I'm going to stick more basketball tonight. I'm going to do baseball tomorrow, I think. Kike, Muncy, Rojas, Pajes, CT3 have been beyond horrible. We can't have 2 to 3 players in the starting lineup hitting 150 or below. I hear you. This is all baseball now. Muncy's absolutely trash. He can't even come through for the Dodgers when we need runs. All right. But yeah, man. Lakers got to put in the work, man. It's not gonna be easy to get this win. It's not gonna be this easy to get these wins in mini. I think that goes without saying, but they're gonna have to find a way. They're gonna have to grind it out. They got no choice. If they do not win in Minnesota, they do not win the series, right? They have no choice. No choice. You coughed up game one, which means you have to get game 3 or game 4, or win game 5 and then come back and win game 6 to hope there's a game 7. But you want to go down 3-1 and try to rally? Who wants to do that? You need to come back to LA at worst 2-2. Needs to be 2-2. Has to be 2-2. Because if you don't, you're making it 10 times harder for yourself. And you're one injury away from not winning another game in this series. So Lakers dug this hole. They made their bed. They have to line it. That game 1 performance was abysmal. That game 1 performance could have cost the Lakers a significant playoff run. It could have. Now, very easily, an impressive game 3 or 4 win can delete that, can Control-Alt-Delete it. So that's what makes this so beautiful. Game 1, you're like, oh man, this makes game 2 a must win because it was. Then if you win game 3, Minnesota's now in must win. That's what's beautiful about the playoffs, man. And that's why they say the playoffs don't start until the home team loses. A playoff series doesn't start until the home team loses. Well, it started game 1. Figuratively and narratively in game 1 when the Lakers gave away. Look, the Lakers have not had home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs a game one at home in the LeBron James era, because in the bubble, we didn't get a home game. That's crazy in and of itself. And the fact we finally got it and we blew it. We messed around and wore the Sunday whites on Saturday night. I hate that. They blew it. They blew game one. Came back, got game two. Now they got to get game 3 or 4. Got to. Don't go down 3-1 to this team, y'all. Don't go down 3-1 to this team. You don't want to go down 3-1 to a team that's top 10 in offense and top 10 in defense. No. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go down 0-1 to them, but you definitely don't want to go down 3-1 to them. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You go down 3-1 to this team. They're checking reservations in Cancun at that point. They're checking them. What day is game 5, you say? So we can be in Cancun by when? You go down 3-1, Cancun plans are going to start being made. And when you got players thinking about Cancun, they're damn near in Cancun. You want Minnesota thinking about Cancun, not the Lakers. I've just said Cancun a lot. Cancun. You want Minnesota thinking about that, not you, not the Lakers. So if the Lakers don't want to think about Cancun, they have got to win one of these next 2 games. And again, I'm telling you, they will have Minnesota thinking on Cancun if they win both. That's going to be a tall task. Very tall task. I don't know if they're capable of winning both. I think they're capable of winning one. And like I said, I think we have better odds of winning one than Minnesota has of beating 2. But I think Minnesota has a better chance, obviously, of winning 2 better than we have a chance of winning 2. But this game 3, if they get smoked, in game 3, after an abysmal game 1, a game 2 that was just an ugly win. If they get smoked in game 3, it's not going to be good. Impossible to come back from? No. Likely to come back from? Still kind of. But you got Minnesota feeling real good at themselves. Blew you out in game 1 at home. Your home. Blew you out in game 3 in their building and kind of just clawed and scraped and got a loss in game 2. You got them feeling real good about themselves if they blow you out in game 3. So you better not let them blow you out in game 3, Lakers. JJ, what's up, man? What we doing? Get in the lab. What's this film session like? What we taking away? Let everybody else go off. Try to shut down Ant? Man, that's not going to work. Let Ant go off. Try to shut down everyone else? More likely. Can you shut down everyone else in today's NBA? Julius Randle is too strong for every Laker other than LeBron. And do you want LeBron out there playing bumper cards with Julius Randle all night at 40? Probably not. So Juju is probably going to get his, based off the fact that the Lakers don't really have guys that can body dudes up like that. But if Julius is scoring 25, Ant is south of 25 and not very efficient, you've taken Conley kind of out of the series, which we thought probably could happen. You haven't let DiVincenzo get off yet. If McDaniels doesn't have anything close to a game 1 performance, then you have a chance to steal it like you did tonight. If it's Randle and Ant that are getting busy point-wise, you've got a chance. You can't let these other dudes start raining threes. You can't have Naz Reid. That's the guy you got to take out. That's the guy you got to run off the line. That's the guy you got to target on defense. That should be the game plan. Go after Naz Reid. Make him defend. Give him no open looks. I don't care if it's Ant. Let Ant get it. Ant's going to find a way to get around 25. Keep Naz Reid under 15. Under 10 if possible, but that's a tall task. Shut down Naz Reid, you win this game, in my opinion. Or have the best chance to do so. He's not out there cashing those threes, getting the crowd wild. You got a much better chance to win this game. You let him hit 4 or 5 threes on you, that could be your ass. That could be planning for Cancun. Take it away. Not going to stop Ant. Only Ant can stop Ant by missing shots. Like I said, if Randall does his thing, take away Naz. Don't let these other guys who ain't got busy get busy. Don't let DiVincenzo wake up at home. Take away Naz. I think you take away home court advantage from Minnesota. I think you do. Luka, LeBron, Austin. I still believe DFS is capable of having a 20-point playoff game. We could have that Jaden McDaniels-like game from DFS. It's possible. Rui, too. I know people think I'm crazy, but Gabe is capable of scoring 20 in a playoff game. He's capable. If they can free up Jackson Hayes, he's capable of giving you 15 if he gets a bunch of lobs. There are things that are capable if the Lakers open up their offense. But if they're playing hero/ISO ball the whole time, they're going to be in trouble. Can't do that. Got to open it up. And that's where it's at. Defend, take away Naz Reid, Austin step up, Braun get going earlier. Role players need to have better games on the road. That's the recipe for the victory right there. Now it just remains to see, can the Lakers do it? So we'll wait and see. And that's all I got tonight, y'all. I appreciate you guys from tuning in. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Make sure to drop a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure to follow us on all socials. Empire Jeff TV everywhere. On Twitter X, on IG, on TikTok. Make sure to give us a follow. And I will catch you guys tomorrow night. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your night. And as always, let's go Lakers. Let's go Dodgers. Search. You're the best in the business, brother. I love you. Catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.